Hey guys, welcome to your channel, and in this video we are going to discuss one of the critical part of answer writing, that is called critical analysis. Critical analysis is a part of UPSC answer writing which no one can deny, but the problem comes regarding the critical component of the critical analysis, and what that critical component is constructive criticism. To say frankly that constructive criticism is required for critical analysis. In UPSC answer writing, you are not directly required to criticize, right? But in every answer, you have to give a reverse point. Reverse point means you have to show the other aspects of the question. If the question is asking for 1 point, then you have to show the other points also, right? Means a reverse point. That is where constructive criticism is necessary. Then what is constructive criticism? As a part of the hierarchy of administration, your role is to facilitate reformist ideologies. So while doing constructive criticism, you have to put forward reformist ideologies. And you cannot take any direct name of any personality who is embroiled in any controversy. You are strictly prohibited to take any direct name in your answer. You cannot use any harsh language. However, the answer writing demands, you cannot take any direct name of any personality, you cannot use any harsh language, and you cannot take any political stance. These are very difficult things because every issue whoever is asked in UPSC is directly or indirectly related with any kind of political controversy or any kind of controversy or issue where name of some personalities are always related. But you have to strictly prohibit yourself from mentioning such names. Then another important thing is that use of words and sentence structure. Your constructive criticism, the word constructive criticism derives its root from the use of words and sentence structure, because the way you are going to criticize anyone, the way you are going to criticize anyone or any issue will be most solely dependent on how you have applied words and sentence structure. So constructive criticism is a part of critical analysis which you have to apply in every answer, means in reverse point. But while doing this, you have to keep notice that you have to always put forward some reformist ideologies as a part of constructive criticism. You are a part of the administration. You are not a part of politics. That is why you cannot take any political stance in answer writing. You cannot use any harsh language in the name of criticism. You cannot take any direct name of any person who is embroiled in political controversy. Does not take any name does not mean that you in some cases, for example in national freedom struggle, in case of some invention, scientific invention, you can take name obviously, but you cannot take any name in such issues where some political controversy is going on, when other issues are going on, where your impartiality will be harmed. In such case, you cannot take any direct name of any personality. Your use of words and sentence structure will be solely dependent for constructive criticism, right? Another important thing is that to summarize the constructive criticism in one line, giving both sides, and despite negativeness, your words weight more towards positivity. That means when you are doing constructive criticism, when you are criticizing anything, you are giving both sides, positive and negative sides. It is not that you are pointing only negative sides only. Equally, you have to importance on the positive sides as well. And despite you are criticizing, means despite there is a negativity, your words weight more towards positivity. The direction of the words, the implications of the words are much more positive. And another important point is that in some cases contents are static. That means if you have to criticize anything regarding the Indian constitution, then you cannot always find out the reverse point because some things are fixed. In that case, for criticism, you have to find out some limitations if there is any. We will find it out or we will see it in further questions. So let's see with some examples. We will see some questions. The question number 1. The 1857 crisis at first came as a mere military mutiny. It speedily changed its character and became national insurrection. Critically comment. I have already told you in most of the questions UPSC does not ask direct criticism from you. The way of asking the questions and directive require you to apply constructive criticism. For example, you see in this question, the phrasing mere military mutiny and critically comment, the directive critically comment and the phrasing mere military mutiny points out the underlying requirement of constructive criticism. Why? Because mere military mutiny means it is limited to military aspect only. But as a part of the administration, you have to observe all the related aspects. You cannot focus only on one point. However, the question says, the 1857 crisis at first came as a mere military mutiny. Is it mere military mutiny? Though the question is asking about it, though there is a phrase regarding mere military mutiny and though furtherwards it has been changed, but at first you have to apply a kind of constructive criticism that is it only limited to mere military mutiny? Right. Then you have to give an insight to other aspects as well. But while doing this, you cannot also totally reject this point that it is not a mere military mutiny. Right, then how you will criticize, then how you will apply a line for constructive criticism. So here you can write that undoubtedly the sudden causes of the mutiny were military invoked, but the underlying socio-political aspects cannot be neglected as well. Got it? That the question says it is a mere military mutiny. But as a part of constructive criticism or as a part of multidimensional answer writing, you have to point out, you have to give an insight to other aspects as well. You have to give an insight to other aspects as well and where a kind of constructive criticism is necessary. But while doing this, you cannot also reject a point of the question. So how you will write? You can write that undoubtedly the sudden causes of the mutiny were military invoked, but the underlying socio-political aspects cannot be neglected. And here you have to mention some points. You have to mention 1-2 causes of socio-political aspects. That what are those socio-political aspects? Were also equally responsible to the mutiny. In that way, another line of constructive criticism or reverse point is necessary in further words. It says that it speedily changed its character and became a national insurrection. Critically comment. Well, though your focus of the answer should be, I have already told you that constructive criticism does not mean that you will totally criticize the answer. Right, your main focus of the answer should be on the demand of the question. Your answer should be surrounded only throughout this point. But as a point of multidimensional answer writing, you have to apply a kind of constructive criticism where the points are necessary, which I am telling you. And again in this point, what will be the reverse point in this line? That it speedily changed its character and became a national insurrection. So we all know that though 1857 mutiny was a kind of national insurrection, but still there are some lackings for which it cannot be totally considered as a national mutiny. So what are those points? So here, while accepting that 1857 crisis was a national insurrection, you have to show some limitations also towards the ending of the answer. By doing this, you are not totally accepting or you are not totally rejecting unanimously. Means you are giving some points for and you are giving some small or little points against the question also. But while doing this, you are doing only constructive criticism. You are not randomly criticize anyone. Keep this thing in mind. Let's see another question. Do you think that the Constitution of India does not accept the principle of strict separation of power, rather it is based on the principle of checks and balances? Explain. Here the thing is that the requirement is twofold. There is one part of the question, principle of strict separation of power, and principles of checks and balances. The question asks that your answer should be much more tilted towards this principle of checks and balances. Right, but the thing is that while writing reverse points or while doing constructive criticism, you cannot totally reverse points, because you cannot criticize from your side here, because some points are fixed. If the constitution is based on principle of strict separation of power, or if the constitution is based on principle of checks and balances, then it is true and you cannot reverse it. Right, you cannot reverse. In such cases, what you can do as a part of constructive criticism, you can do some limitations. You can show some limitations, and that to be based on the facts. Or if there is any point you can derive that it is also loosely based on strict separation of power. That though there are some provisions of the constitution which points out towards the strict separation of power, you can point out in your answer, and equally you can point out some limitations as well. But while doing this, you have to very, very, very careful, because you are dealing with the constitution. You are dealing with the constitution. Whatever points, reverse points you will give, it have to be solid proof. You have to bring it with solid proof, not beating about the bush points, right? Then see another question. Comment on the revenue implications of the GST introduced in India. Well, this type of question is very important, because in our mind we have lots of criticisms or we have lots of negative points regarding such question. But while attempting such question, you have to keep in mind that you are a part of government machinery. You cannot, as a part of government machinery, you cannot totally reject any kind of reform put forward by government. Instead, you can put some minimalistic or some other reformist aspects. Right, what you can do from your side to check and balance in such reforms if necessary. You cannot totally reject such kind of reforms, because it is a part of the legislature. It's not your duty to reject it. As a part of the implementary part of the government, your duty is to put forward some reformist ideologies if there is needed. Right, so while writing answers, do not reject any kind of such proposal directly, and while writing answers, do not use phrases, pervasive phrases like worse or bad. For example, do not write the answers like GST reforms have some bad or worse implications. Do not write your answer in such way. Right, you have to minimalize your language. Instead you can write, along with all other brighter aspects, it has some limitations too. Right, see the use of sentence structure. GST reforms have some bad or worse implications. This is not good to write in UPSC. Instead, you can write, along with all other brighter aspects, it has some limitations too. Then you can mention those limitations. Right, these are the way of writing answers or using constructive criticism is in UPSC answer writing. Thus, you have to minimalize the You have to minimize the intensity of negativity through words. So at last, to sum up the video, we can say that criticism in UPSC answer writing is always constructive. Criticism means giving a reverse point. That means against the argument of the question, you are giving 1 or 2 lines showing its negative aspects also. Do not totally criticize. Means your whole answer should not be focused only on criticism, right? Your main focus should be on the main requirement of the question. Towards the ending part of the answer, you can use constructive criticism showing the negative points, right? Here constructive criticism is only a part of the multidimensional aspect of answer writing, right? Then do not mention any controversial name. Put forward your criticism with valid points, and use of words and sentence should be cautious. You should take very much caution regarding use of words and sentence in constructive criticism. Hope this video is helpful to you. I will come again with another video. Till then, take care and bye.